Hey guys, I don't know how clear this is going to be or how it's going to really work. I'm in a new spot trying to kick it with y'all on this New Year's Eve. How's everybody doing? Hey guys. Um so I tried to upload a video cuz I did a video yesterday. Excuse my background. It's clean back here, but I don't like to have stuff in the background. But I tried to I tried to upload a video yesterday. It's actually still trying to upload right now as we speak. So I don't know when that's going to be out. YouTube is taking an extremely long time to upload my stuff. So I don't know how that's going to go. So I'm going to just pick up where I left off from Butterfly 4 from yesterday. And then I guess if you want to go back, I know it's kind of bootleg, but I'm trying to stay on the up and up, you know? I missed you guys. I haven't seen you guys in so long. And haven't been, with you guys in so long. It's the new year. It's New Year Eve, and I'm in the house. So I thought I might come chit chat with y'all. So today I have seafood, of course. I was gonna get all dressed up and do my like New Year's Eve outfit that I was gonna wear out. But then I said I'm not be eating this messy seafood and it's not gonna be pretty. So I was not gonna do it. I said I'm just not gonna do it. So that's where I'm at. So I left off yesterday with ethic. That's my food. Not ethic, but I think Henny might have had the opportunity to go see Bella. Um, see, that's crazy because I don't even remember where I left off at yesterday. Because then I started reading, so then I got caught up. Like, oh, I just keep reading, and then I go back. But I feel like I was at the part where she was waiting on Ethic to get home from jail because they was able to post his bond, and then when he came home, Henny came home too, and Henny didn't really have anybody, nowhere to go. I got clams today instead of mussels, y'all. They taste like black mussels to me, but um, Ethic let Henny come home with him the night that they out was released. So he told him like, you can go ahead and sleep in the basement, and we'll talk in the morning. Henny like, okay. He like, but can I please go see her, man? Like, promise I won't be on no other shit, but I need to lay eyes on her. And Ethic was thinking to his man, like, I understand because I got somebody I need to see too. Like it ain't just you. I got somebody I gotta go check on too. So they both going in. And Ethic kind of observes the situation and think like, dang, we take so much stuff for granted. We automatically think like, when I leave this house, I'm going to come back. But there's no guarantees. Hey, girl. I got a video uploading from yesterday, and it just took all night, all day. So I said, I'm going to hop on this live and see what's up. we on Butterfly 4. So I'm on the part when Henny and Ethic both got released on bond, and they at home now. Where they at Ethic's house now. And Henny told him, like, you know, I gotta get a chance to come. I mean, can I please go see Bella? You know what I mean? I promise I ain't gonna be on her crazy, but I need to at least lay eyes on her. So he like, I understand. So he go up there and he to go see his Bella. I know. It's crazy because I was reading it yesterday again after I did the video from yesterday. And I was like, I feel bad for my poor Henny. I'm mad. That make me hate Bash even more because it's his fault. Stupid. I mean, it is Henny's fault because he was messing up. But still. So, Ethic goes in the living room and he sees Alani laying on the couch. He knew she was going to be there waiting for him because she always does. She can't sleep without him. So he knew what to expect when he walked in the door. She had the cover, you know, thrown over, just waiting on her husband to come home. So, I can't stand him. I can't. I just, I don't like him at all. So, he, you know, kind of nuzzles up to her. And when she feels him, she like, baby, you know, I'm like, huh, because I've been waiting on you. What took you so long? You know, I'm like, cuz stupid. So, she's like, I was waiting on you. I missed you. I don't like to do this without you. And he like, I know, you know, I missed you too. And so she basically was like, I was scared, you know, I didn't know what to do. I'm still scared. Like, if this don't turn out how we want it to turn out, like, our life is going to be flipped upside down. And I really don't want that. I don't want to have to relive it. And put our family through all of that tragedy all over again. And he's like, don't worry about that. It's for me to worry about. And she's like, but I am, though. I am worried about it. I can't imagine losing you to something like this because you're not a murderer. Like, my stomach is making that noise. I see my cup. It says the influence of a good teacher can never be erased. I got it for Christmas. But she says, like, I'm worried, you know, because I don't know what to do. Like, the thought of not having you here is like death to me, you know. And she told him, like, I need to talk about Kenzie, though. Like, why don't you ever talk about her? He was like, because I don't feel like it's my place. Like, I don't feel like it's my place to embrace or to live in a moment of her because she's my biggest sin. I still haven't forgiven myself for that night. And I just feel like it's disrespectful to share her with you, knowing that I'm the reason why she's no longer here. So she was like, I love you. She was like, and I always will. She was like, I'm a dad with you, you know, like, so whatever you thinking, he was like, I be thinking, like, if we go through this trial and all of the stuff that they gonna bring up, one day you gonna wake up and decide that you no longer want to be here with me no more. He was like, and I really can't I can't take that. Like he was like, that's my biggest fear is that, if I mention her too much or if I bring up too much of her, that eventually the rose colored eyes that you look at me with, you won't look at me with them no more, and you'll finally see the monster that I was or whatever. And she was like, never, I'll never see that. And so she was like, but I do be wanting to share her with you because she was the love of my life, like you. And I want to be able to share that part of me with you. I feel like when I can't share it with you, it makes me sad because I can't give you those parts of me because you won't talk about it or whatever. He was like, and if we have to go through a trial, they're going to say her name every day. He was like, and then it's going to be like one day you're going to look up and be like, oh, I can't do this no more. He was like, and I just can't live with that. And she was like, that's a messed up way to live, to think that every time I leave you that I might never come back. He was like, well, that's how I feel. But that's how I be thinking. So, they played me on this seafood boil a little bit, y'all. So he was like, come on. She's like, come on. You got to be starving. Let me get you something to eat and run you a bath. And he like, man, fuck that food. Nah, I don't want no food. But I don't want no food. So they go upstairs. He carry her upstairs. They run the bath water. He run her some bath water. And they take a bath. This is something they've been doing with each other for This is something they have been doing with each other once a week for the past couple of weeks. Touch base with each other, get ready for the baby or whatever. He told her, like, I'm going to give you the nasty tub birth that you want. She's like, you going to get in there with me? He's like, yeah, I'm getting in. And he told her, like, I see you talk to Zaya. And she was like, yeah. She was like, but she sent the lawyer. She was like, I'm surprised that she didn't come. I was expecting her to be there. He was like, if Zaya comes here, everybody's in trouble. Because we all know that Zaya's on the run. And she's been on the run for a long, long time now. So if she make an appearance, then that means that it's definitely some hell in the water. So now you go to Henny and Bella, and he go into the room with her, and he lays there with her. And he laid on top of the covers because he like, I don't want Etha coming in thinking I was trying no funny business. And he like, hey, bub. And she like, you out? And he like, yeah, I'm out. So she instantly goes left. Like, why would you do something so stupid? And he basically was trying to tell her, like, being a part of you means living in a world that's not realistic to me. Like, your daddy got you in this castle, and that's good. You know what I'm saying? And I could come here and escape my reality. But when I'm not with you, I'm living in my reality. And my reality is I'm from the gutter, Bella. Like, I don't have the privilege of living this life that you live. And it takes everything out of me to try and meet you where you are. He's like, do you know how much it costs to go to Clark, Atlanta? And she like, no. Well, she didn't say nothing. She just listening. He was like, $39,000. It cost $39,000 for you to go there. Yeah, I go to your daddy's shopping. Yeah, I earn a little bit of money around there, but that's not going to be enough to pay for you. And for you to eat and live. It's called It's kind of like 2 times spicy sauce. I ordered it off of Amazon. But it's Samyang. It's hot. Um, so it is like a chicken flavor spicy sauce. Can you see it? It's off of Amazon. The bottle is pink. You probably can't see the color right now, but the bottle is pink. The bottle is pink. So he was telling her, like, I can't, you know how much it costs for you to go to Clark? A year is $39,000, and I'm not going to be able to get that with the money that I'm getting from working at your daddy's shop. So I had to pick up more weight because I had to be able to take care of you and all of your plans. He was like, it's good to hear your plans and kick it with you and dream about where we're going to be 10 years from now. He was like, but to actually live in it right now, it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot for me to live up to the man that you want me to be, basically. And she was like, well, if I would have known that it was going to be that kind of pressure, I wouldn't have never, tried to put pressure on you. I just thought that I was sharing my life goals with you or whatever. And so he basically was saying, like, Bella is the only positive that he has in the crazy world that he live in. You see, he didn't have nobody came for him. His mom and them didn't come for him when he was in jail. They just let that man fend for himself. So, so they lay there for a minute. They talking, and she was like, "It's gonna be okay. You're gonna have to eventually get to the door." So her daddy coming in like, it was chairs in here you had to sit in, so you had to know that laying in the bed with her was gonna have you dead. No. So he hopped up. Bella hopped up, took off running. Excuse me. Jumped in her daddy's arms because she ain't seen him all weekend either, except for when they was at court. And he like, hey, baby girl. And she like, are you okay? And he like, yeah, I'm fine. Daddy's fine. Everything's fine. And Henny observed like the comfort that he felt come over Bella in that moment because she believed whatever her daddy said. If her daddy said she was going to be okay, she knew everything was going to be okay. If her daddy said that he was going to laugh, it might go laugh. And he kind of like envied the fact that she had that security of a man. Like he didn't have it at all. He was literally outside in the world trying to figure out how to be a man himself in a world where he should have still been able to be a kid. And am not really worried about grown men problems at 18. So, she hugged him. He told her everything was gonna be okay. So after she got the hug of her daddy, she went to hug Henny. And then she told Henny, like, it's okay. Everything's gonna be all right. And Henny kind of like put his hands every time, like, I ain't hugging her. But after a while, he hugged her back because he needed that. You know how about Bella? I needed that hug. Like, I don't know how you knew, but I needed that. So he wound up going downstairs in the basement to stay. And I don't know. Oh, I forgot. I skipped the part because I forgot to do the part where he told her, like, I'm trying to be the husband. Y'all heard that? They already outside shooting. I ain't gonna be in here long. He told her that I'm trying to be the husband that you want me to be, but there's some things that I'm gonna have to do that's not in line with what you wanted me to be. But in order to keep our family safe, I got to do those things. And so she was like, well, whatever you got to do, go ahead and do it because I don't want to have to raise my baby alone. So whatever you got to do, whatever moves you got to make, go ahead and make them because I don't want to be doing this by myself. And so he like, okay, she's like, as long as you come home. He like, always, I'm always come home. So Henny, realizes like he got to go downstairs, and then he got to thinking like, man, like Ethic must know how bad things are going to be because he took it so easy on me, considering I was just in his daughter's room hugging her and laid in her bed. He was like, it must really be bad for me. So Yeah, she said, make sure you come home. And he said, always, I'm gonna always come home. So now we go to Arya and Issa, because they are but they on the run basically. And for real, they on the run and don't even know that this don't even really necessarily have nothing to do with them. It probably could trickle down to like Issa eventually because Bash is so grimy. But as of right now, it really has nothing to do with their empire or them making any money or whatever the case may be. It has everything to do with Ethic and Messiah, because Bash wants to control, how much interaction she has with them, and he wants Ethic to go to jail in order to make Morgan stay with him. Again, did I say how much I hate Bash? Because I don't like it at all. So have you heard from Messiah or Amik? Because I haven't heard anything from Morgan. She's not answering. I can't get in contact with her. And he like, Morgan's gonna be fine. They're gonna make sure she's taken care of. I gotta make sure I take care of y'all. So they basically got all their money out the safe before they left their place in Michigan. But he was thinking like that's not gonna be enough money because it's only like $100,000 in there. So this is salty today. So he pulled over and went to like a storage unit to get a bike out of the storage unit, and he told her like, Arya, like, well, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna separate. I'm gonna go one way, you're gonna go another way. And she's like, I'm not about to go down to Miami by myself, like a whole bunch of strangers, people I don't know. Now she's starting to panic. And rightfully so, because boy, you're not about to have me traveling to a whole different place with a whole bunch of people that I don't know nothing about. And it ain't like the way that it happened in the book. It doesn't seem like Arya ever knew that this was going to be the alternative. Like she never knew that if something was to happen, that them going to Miami was going to be the move. It's almost like she didn't know this was all just sprung on her, even though it was sprung on him too. Of course, him, Amik and Messiah had a plan, but it seems like he never really went over the plan with Arya. So she didn't know, like, and I'm not about to go down here. And I'm pretty sure the thoughts of like her brother crossed her mind, thinking like, oh my God, like he can't take care of me. I'm about to be down here crazy. And he like, you got to go down there before me. My friend CJ got everything set up or whatever. I got to go to Vegas because I got to get on this hot guy. Like I got to make sure that I get rid of him, because we are like $1 million into debt to him, and I ain't about to pay him the $1 million. Like, so that's basically where they are. And so she told him like, well, if we in trouble, like I can call my brother, like my brother can help us, because right, exactly. It's kind of like it was sprung on them, and before they had a chance to prepare, like, oh, you wake me up in the middle of the night, pack your shit, baby, gotta go. Like, wait a minute, where we going? Like, what are we about to do? So he told her, she said her brother was a big deal in DC. Nobody's touching us under his protection. Like, we should just go to my brother's, like, if that's what we're gonna do. And he like, if you want to go home, Ali, go home. You don't need my permission. Like, you can go home. She said, but I want you to go with me. And he like, no, because I don't need your brother. I've been with the street shit. Like, I ain't never ran. Excuse me. I ain't never ran from no wars. And your brother can't do nothing I can't do for you. But I ain't stopping you. If you want to go, she said, I don't want to go. You know how I don't want to go, but you just got me in such a bind. I don't know what I'm supposed to be even doing. You want me to go to a whole nother city and stay with people I don't even know? Like, I'm a little nervous, Issa. Like, let me be a little nervous. She said, but you talking about sending me to Miami by myself while you go and do what? Like, what are you going to do? Somebody sent students into a dance studio because of the cruise shit. And what if they come back and you ain't there? What if Hawk person coming, you go. Ain't nobody in Miami gonna protect me. Like, ain't nobody gonna take care of me. He like, Hawk's not coming after you. She's something. How you know? How can you promise that to me? Like, how you know he ain't finna try to come and get me? He said, because I'm gonna go after him. He said, I want you in Miami so I know that you out the way, so that my mind is not on you, so everything can be clear. So I can make the proper moves that I need to make without worrying about, if you okay, if you true, if you good or whatever. He said, so I need to know that I can go down there and cut a nigga head off without terrifying you. He said, because you scared of monsters, Ali. You scared of monsters. And I got to become a monster, baby, and you can't handle that. I really want to know what type of things that Arya had to deal with prior to the crew. Because this is like the second or third time that they have brought up the fact that Arya is scared of monsters, so to speak. And so it's like, well, what kind of monsters is she scared of? Like her daddy, her brother, a whole gangster in DC, and he been that way. So what did she see that her brother didn't expose her to that now she's just so afraid of monsters? Because I really need to know. Yeah, I need to know, because I don't know if it's like something that was done to her or done in front of her or something like that. But I need to know, because this is like the time that they have brought up. This has been brought up more than once before. So he told her, like, you want to be down, Ali, but you really ain't built for this shit. Like, you want to go on runs with me. You want to be a part of the plan, but you can't. He said, I need to bust downs around. And I know you don't like it, but I ain't got nothing. I ain't thinking about none of them. Like, one of them could get their head blown off in front of me and I'm going to be okay. But with you, it's just going to make me move slower. And so she like, forget them. And he like, you jealous? He said, you jealous over me and I love it. He said, but you can't do what they do. You're not supposed to. Like, it's supposed to be separation between you and the girls who work for me, so to speak. Like, I don't need a girl and my girl in the field with me. He like, I need girls that I don't care nothing about. Like, she can do whatever happens to her. Head can get blown off and I'm be able to keep it moving. But with you, I'm not going to be able to. Like, y'all ain't the same. And then she like, but you used to mess with her. He like, I did, and I ain't gonna lie about that. He was like, I did used to mess with little mama. I used to give it to her real good. Like, did you have to, Asa, did you really have to put that detail in there? You didn't have to say that you used to give it to her real good. You didn't. You could have left that out. Like, that wasn't important. She already insecure about you with the girl anyway. You didn't have to tell her how good you used to give it to her. Like, you could have left that detail out, Issa. God, Lisa. Now she done start swinging on him in the thing or whatever. And so she said, yeah, you give it to a girl long enough, sprinkle some pepper on, she'll do whatever she wants. She said, he said, I ain't messing with her no more, dog. He said, I did give it to her so I could control her, but I was never really messing with her like that. It was all a part of the job. Like, and so she said, you playing with these girls and you want me to do what? Watch and root you on? She was like, you mad screwing these girls? Excuse me, it's the same as you cheating. Not to mention, it's disgusting. He said she know what it is though. Like, she ain't into nothing that she don't know. She know it's business. So he asked her something about a threesome. Like, girl, boy, he said, this right now is not the time. You about to ship me off to Miami, send me with some strangers, and you want to talk about a threesome. Go ahead and go on somewhere, because ain't nobody about to do it. He said, after I handle my business, like, is that what you're going to let me do? You going to give me a threesome? He like, I don't even have to jump in. I just want to watch. She said, absolutely. You deserve it, boy. Like, are you? Okay. And he like, word? Like, you for real? Like, she was like, yeah, I just get so, excited thinking about it. And then, she did something inappropriate, put her hands in an inappropriate place. And like, she's like, see? And he said, yeah, I see. Like, give me a reason to stay alive. She told him, like, you just got to let me choose the guy. He was like, God, like, that's not, that ain't what I was saying. She's like, what? She was like, so wait, no threesome? Like, no more? Because I thought you were dying to see it. You just want to watch, right? Huh. He said, yeah, you're real funny, Ali. You're real funny. So he said, I got to go and you can't come with me. She said, so why didn't you just leave me behind? He said, because they know how to find you there. Like if I would have left you in Flint and then I would have went on doing what I needed to do wherever I needed to do it at, the first place they would have came to look for you was in Flint. Like that's where everybody know I handle my bit or I live my life at. That's where everybody that I love is at. So no, you couldn't stay there. Um, he said, if the streets didn't touch you, the police would. And I can't see you handling either without me. So you talk tougher than you are. In Miami, you safe. Shooters are in place and I'm coming back for you. She said, I'll be just as safe in DC and I'll know somebody. He said, I don't need your people in my business. You gonna run a home and what that look like. You're gonna be proving that nigga right. Like I set us up in Miami. You'll be safe there until I get back. I need you down there waiting for me, baby. I need something to make me come home to. And so she nodded. And then she said, so where you gonna be at? You know, like while I'm down in Miami waiting on you to come back home, like where you gonna be at? Like how long do I have to sleep without you? And that this her nightmares come up again. I hear remember her nightmares, the thing they had in common. The only time they achieved peace was next to one another. They had some turmoil-filled days to come because circumstances was separating them. And he said, I'm going to Vegas because the hotel that Hawk works out of is in Vegas, off the strip. I'm gonna be around those parts. And she was the only one who would, of course, know because he didn't tell Issa. He didn't tell. Because he knew Mika tried to stop him, and he haven't really been in contact with Messiah because they think that he is still in jail. He said, I'm gonna go ahead and rob him and take everything he got, and I'm gonna go ahead and get him up out of here. He said, when I come back, you ain't got to worry about nothing but spending the money and looking pretty. Like I'm gonna take care of you. She said, then you out? Like you done with all of this for real? Like after all this, you out for good? And for Issa, that was a hard choice because just like Masai, he felt like the streets raised me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So turning my back on the streets and saying that I'm going to just go ahead and be out is something that I can't really promise. He said, yeah, Ali, though, after this, I'm out. He perping, though, because he perping. And so when the headlights come up, she got scared, like got nervous because some car lights that came up. And he said, relax, it's just my people. Was like, this is where we part ways. And she like, what? Like you about to, she said, you can't, he told her like you can't ride with me in a car filled with drugs. She like, Issa, you know, I'd be like, oh my gosh, because that would have been me. I'd have been crying. I probably would have been on the bus going back home to my brother. But the way that she left her brother probably doesn't leave her a lot of leeway or a lot of room to go back to him without looking like I told you so. But me, I probably would be like, I'm gonna go with my brother because I'm scared to go to Miami by myself. He like, trust me though, trust me. I know you scared. I know you don't want to, but trust me. One kiss, then two, then they making now and all this other stuff. And she like, I love you, Issa. Like for real, don't down me. And he like, a nigga got a girl who love and waiting on him. I don't plan on doing no dying. A lot of killing though, not dying though. He said, keep that noni spot to yourself until I get back. Be good, save lives. So she smiled, and so CJ, I think it's CJ or Mo, I don't remember. I think it was Mo, from the cartel, the sons from the cartel, or Long Live the Cartel, whichever one you want to call it. Because what's the other book? Long Live the Cartel and Money Devils. I think they in that one too. But he said, what up, bruh? What up, bruh? Talking about good looking on everything. It's only temporary, but it's necessary. He like, you know, it's all sorted down your way. Like she in safe hands. He like, Ali, this my guy, Miami Mo. He gonna take you to my spot in the city. It's on the water. When you get there, enjoy yourself, spend a little money, do a little dance to get out the sun. Get out in the sun. He like, get your homie Nick down there, you know what I'm saying, with you. Y'all could do something so you won't be bored. I'm gonna catch up with you, all right? And she like, okay. And yeah. Oh, he told her like, don't forget your clothes. And he told her like, I'm gonna call you when I make it to Vegas. So now we go to Messiah is beat all up because y'all know the police beat my baby up because they got me messed up. And he's kind of like in a rock between a rock and a hard place because he doesn't know if he should leave Flint, and look like a sucker, or if he should stay and kind of like, face the fire, so to speak, because the police put him in such a bad position. So he said he felt like he had to go back to the city to at least talk to everybody this time if he was going to decide to leave, because leaving Morgan again would just put the nail in the coffin and there would be no more nothing between the two of them. So, yeah, so I said he couldn't leave without speaking to Morgan, without explaining the second time. There'd be no coming back from that. He owed explanations, and not only to Morgan, if he left without giving Blue a heads up, he feared she would even give up on him. And if Ethic didn't hear from him at all, he would assume the worst. Messiah could barely see out of one of his eye. It was swollen shut as he maneuvered the steering wheel with one hand because the other wrist was broken. His entire left shoulder was shattered. Like they just did my baby wrong. I just can't. And so he was too injured to climb out, so he popped open the door and put one foot on the concrete, gripping the steering wheel. The police had hit a number on my baby. He hadn't slept for days. So Blue opened the front door like, Messiah, is that you? And she gets to the car door and she see him and she instantly freaks out. Oh my God, like, what did they do to you? Like, what happened? Like, oh my God. He like, it's okay. Like, I'm good, B. Like, I'm good. She's like, you're not. And you're not. You're not. Like, you're not Superman today, sir. And so they go in the house and now he on the couch, excruciating pain. He hollering. And she's like, did the police do that to you? She went to the kitchen to get some ice. She said the perks of having the boys that I always got a first aid kit handy. And so he asked her, like, where my kids at, B? Like, where they at? And she like, Morgan came to get them, Messiah. And he like, that's probably better anyway. Like, I only had them for a few hours. And then as soon as I had them, then the police done came and kicked in my shit. And now I'm just, everything just done went up in the fire after that or whatever. He said I should have never taken them though. Like, I don't know what I was doing, what I was thinking, or what I was even going through at the moment. Like, I spazzed so hard when she told me like they mine. I don't even know how I didn't feel it before when I came home, and when Masari told me his name, like he like, and Yar, he like, he's so damn bad, bruh. And then Yar, she beautiful. He like, I ain't never seen a more perfect human. He says she deaf, B. My daughter's deaf. Like, he got the crying and getting emotional. She's like, they're beautiful, Messiah. And he like, well, what did she say? Like, what did Shorty say when she came? Like, I know she was on some bullshit, probably got my kids laid up in that castle with that made Negro. She said Mo had a lot to say, actually, but nothing bad about you. She seemed scared, worried even, and pissed off that I had her kids. Now, I have discussed how I feel about Blue, and I don't like I didn't like Blue's reaction. I did not like Blue's reaction to everything that was going on with sorry, I didn't like her reaction when she dropped when Morgan came to pick those kids up. I just didn't. Like, you can defend Messiah at another time. Like, but right then and there, some stuff and some battles you have to choose to take yourself out of. And that's one of those things where you should have just tread lightly. Like, you don't know what's going on between the two of them. And for real, I ain't even gonna say you don't know what's going on, because Blue, you did know. Like, he completely annihilated her on your front line. So you know what type of issues or what type of feelings that Morgan harbors towards Messiah about how he treated her. Not to mention he was gone for 2 years and went MIA, and she had to raise those two kids solo until Bash came along, or with bash or whatever. So you should have tucked those feelings into your pocket and shut the hell up. Okay. Um and and so he was like, they not just her kids. Now she know how I feel having them around these guys or whatever. And she said, so is that what this was? Like, you called me to your house to help you with them so you can play tit for tat with Morgan? You wanted to make her mad by having her kids around another woman? Like, and he realized it too late. Like I don't really think that that was his initial intent, was to have Blue come over to try to make Morgan feel some type of way. But I do think that he noticed that it did make her feel some type of way afterwards. So he said something about it. But I really don't think that he was trying to use Blue in that manner in the beginning. And so he like, Blue, no, it ain't never like that with you. She told him, like, this is exhausting. This is exhausting. Like, I'm literally burnt out. Like, hi, how are you? Glad you came in. I know I've been MIA. But I'm back. But she's talking like, this is exhausting. Like, I'm literally burnt out. Like, you hurt me so bad, and I don't even think you realize that you're doing it. Like, you put me in such a compromising position when it comes to you and Morgan, and I don't even realize that you understand the magnitude to where you having me at. He like, whoa, hold up, like, what you mean? Because I ain't never with that. Like, the hurting you is a no-go. And so she like, don't worry about it. I don't even worry about it. So she get up and try to get off the couch and dismiss it like everything is everything. And he said, I'm worrying about it, shorty. So start talking. And so she like, I'm the last person that you have to worry about. Like, this is the last thing you should be thinking about. Like, you already have so much on your plate right now, so much on your shoulders. Why did they arrest you? What's going on? Like, so she tried to flip the script so that she didn't really have to discuss her feelings or what he's doing to her feelings, basically. He said, it's a lot, B. You know the rules. Crew rules say we disappear when we come up on police radar. Issa and Meek already in the wind. And she like, wow. Meek left and Messiah nodded, but he didn't speak. Like, because she knew that she was thinking like left without Morgan. Like, so and she said, and you leaving? And so he's like, man, my back is against the wall. Like, I can't give them what they want me to give them in exchange for my freedom. And so she like, well, what is that? And he like, ethic. And I'm like, oh, damn, like that's tough. And so of course she's sad because she knows the relationship that Messiah has built with the Okafor clan. She knows how intense their relationship is and how much it means to him to be a part of their world. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, I know you love the Messiah, but when is someone going to sacrifice to make sure you're okay? Like, that's all I care about, you being okay. And so she said, I'm gonna miss you. And she said, this is bad. Like, looking at his face, like, you might need stitches. And she reached to get the rest of the stuff from the first aid kit. And she like, a fist did this? Like, it's deep. He like, a gun. A gun did this. They were trying to take my baby up out of here. Okay, you heard me? They were trying to take him right up out of here. And I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. This was not feeling the police. So she like basically trying to hold back her tears, and he had to pull her up like, hey, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So she nodded, trying to get herself. He said, yo, B, these tears ain't it. Like, what's up? Like, and so she like, I'm sorry. She said, you gotta go, Messiah. Like, if you're gonna leave, just leave already. Like, just stop coming back and just go. Like, stop with the back and forth. Like, just go ahead and go. And he like, well, stop fucking running from me. Be like, stop acting like everybody else. We don't do that. Like, this ain't even how we get down. So just talk. Like, say what's on your mind. Say what's in your fucking head. Cause I ain't no mind reader. Like, cause I'm not a mind reader. So tell me what's up. And so she said, get out of my face, Messiah. And he like, fuck B. Like, you know what I mean? Cause she pushed him. And so, of course, that make her eyes water. And so she said, what are we doing? And she asked, Messiah lingered there for what felt like forever. And I think they started kissing. Okay. And why they started kissing, I think they both was just caught up in the moment. And so um I think that if Blue would have took the time to confess, so to speak, how she felt about Messiah, I know it probably would have put him in between a rock and a hard place, but I think it would have let him know like really where she stood, and instead of trying to assume. He said, "Open your eyes, B," and she said, "This is a mistake, Messiah." He said, "Is it? Is it?" And yeah. She said, "You'll do this because you're vulnerable right now, and you only come here when you can't have her. So yes, this is a mistake. You should have let me leave with Ivan, Messiah. You're so fucking selfish. You're so fucking selfish." He said, "You know what I think, B? I think you use Mo as an excuse to turn a nigga away. You don't know what the fuck I do because you always put the brakes on. You take away my options because you PUSSY." She said, "Or maybe I just know that you won't choose me." And he said, "Fuck is you talking about? Like, I choose you every time I come over this motherfucker when I got other shit that I could be doing. Messiah, can you change my furnace filter? Messiah, my tires need rotating. Messiah, I hear noises in the basement. Messiah, can you come to my meetings? I pull up every time, so don't act like them ain't choices. Like I ain't choosing you." And she said, "You right. You right. We blurred a lot of lines. And if you hadn't gotten sick, we would have never slept together." She said, "None of this would have even been an issue. Sex complicated us. And I just want to make it uncomplicated again because this is too much for me. Because when I saw Morgan today, I was jealous of her, Messiah. Me, jealous of a fucking 21-year-old girl. Because by this time, Messiah and Blue and them got to be knocking on 30. And she said that like, this is ludicrous because like, why would I ever be jealous of her? Envious. Not because she's better than me, smarter, classier, or more capable, but because she has the attention of your rockhead ass. And so Messiah like, "Man, fuck you, dog." Like, I'm like, I don't even care. He said, "You ain't got shit to be jealous of, shorty." She said, "I've never been anything but supportive of you and her. And now this gray area makes me feel like I'm in competition with her. And it's a competition that I can't win. So stop asking me to play myself." He said, "It ain't no competition. There's you and then there's her. It's separate. Before the shit with you on the beach, I never even thought to look at you like that, B. Like, I saw you, don't get me wrong. You fucking everything. You're beautiful. And I done ran out plenty niggas who don't deserve you, but I wasn't trying to slide up on you, though. I wasn't." She said, "Because I wasn't good enough. You met me at my worst, and you've looked at me that way ever since that day." And so he like, "That's bullshit. Ain't nobody holding that shit against you. I just wasn't supposed to be on it like that with you." And she like, "Why? I've seen you with plenty of women before, Morgan. You would go out with them in public and then come here to chill at night. Like you didn't want to be seen with me, like I wasn't good enough. And some of them I couldn't even understand what you saw in them. Nothing. Nothing. I didn't see shit in none of them." He was like, "I didn't even know you was paying attention." She was like, "Of course I was paying attention, Messiah." She said, and by this time she's shouting. And so he like, "You weren't mine, B. Like you weren't mine. You didn't belong to me. You belong to Noah, and I ain't been able to shake that shit since. I know he gone. The way that the way that you love that nigga, man, I can't follow up. I'm gonna fuck up that up every time. He was the type of man you deserve. I ain't half as good." And I love me some Noah, y'all. But he said, "I just wanted to protect you like he was supposed to do. I respect you and I love you." And Noah left, and I just wanted to be good. Good like you were. I wanted you to be good and good like you were when he was around. Like when you was with him and he started looking at me the way you looked at him, and the shit felt like something I needed, like natural. Like water. He said, "I ain't know love back then. And I ain't know what it looked like, what it felt like, what it spoke like. None of that. Fucking with Mo made me realize I felt it before. And my friend, B." He said, "You gave me a lot of love over the years. And if I was a better man, I would have recognized it sooner, but I didn't. And I couldn't. So I'm fucked up. And I couldn't see it. I never thought that I was good enough for you, Blue. That's the truth. That's the truth." It wasn't ever because you was second. There ain't no seconds. It's just two girls that I care for in different ways. But I ain't fucking with that no more over there. That shit Mo be pulling is unforgivable. He said, so if that's your excuse, that ain't a good enough reason to run scared. I can't even look at you right now, man. She said, and that's why you're here. Because you mad at her. It has nothing to do with you actually want to be in a space with me. Let me ask you something, Messiah. You're leaving. I can guarantee you I'm not your last stop. Where are you going when you leave here? Now, I don't think that's fair because leaving there is not leaving her to go talk to Mo is not comparable. It's not comparable. Like he has kids with her now, so of course he gotta let her know what's going on. So that's not fair. And he said it ain't even like that. She said it's exactly like that. And so she said, you should get some rest. I can tell you haven't sleep. If you're going to get on a roll, you should sleep first. You know where the guest room is. So he said, that's it. End of conversation. She said, end of confusion. She said, I don't want to lose my friend, and giving in to anything that makes me a threat to Morgan makes me lose you. Eventually, that's where you're going to end up. And I don't want to have the power or a reason to take you away from me. I don't want her to have the power or a reason to take you away from me. So I just want my friend. He said, if I knew the last touch was going to be the last touch, I would have put my lips somewhere else. Because he just so mannish. She just so mannish. Don't you just hate him? Just so mannish. Like, Messiah, really? Really? That's what you wanted to do? So, and so he said, just friends though, right? He was making sure, like giving her one last opportunity to say something different. And she said, well, make sure that you tell me goodbye before you leave this time. You just left last time and it ruined me. All this shit, all the hurt, and all the hurt, all the confusion, all the things you came back to repair, it was a mess you made. You're just cleaning up your own shit, so stop blaming everybody else. And so she walked upstairs and left him downstairs to try to figure it out. Like, what was going on? So, don't you just love when he's managed? I love when he's managed. I just love him. Like, if I would have knew the last touch was going to be the last touch, I'd have put my mouth somewhere else. And you should have. As you should. Okay? And she probably would have let you. But I do feel kind of like I'm so torn on how to feel about Blue. Like, a part of me wants to feel not sad for her, but bad. You know, I feel kind of bad for her because of the situation that she's in. But at the same time, I don't want to say she brought it on herself, but she kind of did. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel real bad for her. I do. Chapter 10, I don't even know if I want to even do chapter 10 right now. Because I don't like Bash. Not for real. Can skip over everything pertaining to Bash. Like, real bad. Okay, every time. Just do it every time. So that way you won't have to worry about it for the next time. Every time. Every time. That's me. So, what you mean but the party? Everything but the party. Oh, okay, right. Okay, you're right. I skip everything but the gangster party. I don't really. This next part of chapter 10 is kind of after he did what he did. I'm not gonna skip the gangster party, but this kind of is like after he did what he did to her. Masari's trying to wake her up, but she won't wake up, and she basically told him like, leave me alone, and then she's like, no. And he like, you ain't never say no, and we all know that she did. I don't like him, so I'm skipping over that. So Ethic had asked Alani, like, did you talk to Morgan? Like, I've been trying to get in contact with her, and she ain't answering. She's like, no, I haven't talked to her since court. And he like, well, he said, I got a feeling that shit's going to get worse before it gets better, and I don't need them out of my possession. And so he said, well, she said, well, she's with Bash, if that makes you feel any better. She's not with Messiah or Amik. So for once, Bash and his squareness helps. And she said, yeah, maybe you're right. Corny won't have a target on his back for any of this, not knowing that he was the reason for all of this. She said, I'll go by there though if that makes you feel better. He said, I don't want you to do anything but stay right here in this bed and rest. Matter of fact, I want you to get on the phone, spend up my money. And she's like, spending money for what? And it was like, so we could do a gender reveal. It's like a gender reveal, like I'm about to be due in 4 weeks. Like, what am I doing? He just was trying to find something to make her stay in the bed and get her mind off of everything that was going on. So he wound up meeting Messiah at the funeral home, at the Messiah's funeral home. And so when he walked in, he saw Messiah, of course, beat all up. And he was like, dang, man, they did you bad, huh? He said, it's part of the game. Cops hate niggas, niggas hate cops. He said, and Ethics said, you weren't arraigned. He was like, I know you got every reason not to trust me, but he said, I only need one reason to trust you. Ethics said, cutting off your family, Messiah. He said, that old shit is old shit. Like, we gonna leave it there. I know the game's cop plays to bring that organization. I also know I taught you to listen twice as much as you speak. So what you hear, while they were interrogating you, what did they say? And so he told him, like, they got a lot, OG, like they got bodies, they got evidence, they got people out and drop, Lucas, the dude that he was with, like, and the little girl, like they got it all. They got it all, Doc. They finna take us all down. Like they got everything I did, you did, we did, like all of it. It's out. Gee, it's out. So while we running and trying to hide, they got us, Doc. Like they got us real good. And so he said, I don't know how, this is Messiah. He said, I don't know how, but they know. I'm not sure what kind of proof they got, but I wasn't careful with one of them. I beat the dude who raped Mo to death. Ooh, that's the dude that was at the party up at school. He beat him pretty bad. They said, it won't be hard to put DNA on a man and send me away for life. If I don't give them something on you, they're going to take me away from my kids. And so he like, where is this coming from? Ethic is like, where could this be coming from? Like, who could be trying to destroy me like this or whatever? He like, I got to leave again, man. And it's going to kill me this time. Excuse me. And he like, if I don't leave. And so Ethic said, I'm going to bring you back, Messiah. You just met your kids. I'm going to make sure you make it back to them. He said, I asked you to deliver a message to Mo last time. You didn't owe me shit. And I'm sure you didn't tell her, but OG, this time I'm leaving for you. I'm leaving because the only other option is to give you up. And as much as I love Shorty, I ain't loved her as long as I fuck with you. He said, tell her I didn't leave by choice this time. And them babies, man, we got a lot of shit wrong between us, but that's the one thing we did right. Them bad motherfuckers are beautiful, man. He said, tell her thank you. Tell her thank you. And he said, tell her yourself. He said, you missed a lot of time. He said, and I won't ask you to miss more. He said, if this go bad, I'm going to need you in place with my family. He said, you got to get your head on straight so you can be right there for the kids so I can count on you if you count on your gun if I'm not ever around to protect the people that I love. He said, they're going to lock you up, man. Like they're going to lock you up because they got all the dirt. He's like, maybe. Maybe they will. He said, but if I'm going to go away for this, if they're going to lock me up, I need you to stop living in the chains of your mind. Stop being a slave to your past. Messiah, he said, I can't be there for you if you're not really free because you're going to fuck it up every time. He said, find somebody to talk to, somebody for real, somebody you don't know. He said, I ain't crazy, big homie. Like, I don't need no shrink. He said, and that's where the problem lies. Like grown men dealing with trauma, we can't handle and giving this shit to the woman we love like they're the ones who's supposed to fix it. That's why you hurt her, Messiah. That's why you'll keep hurting her. And that's why the nigga Meek got her questioning where she's supposed to be, got her thinking she should just stay put with somebody she don't love rather than choose between you and him. And he said the choice shouldn't be hard for Shorty. We was different. She forgot how I feel when it was good. He said, because your love comes with a lot of bullshit. He said a lot of pain. Mo got her own shit, mentally, emotionally. All women do, but we're men. Like men gotta lead. Men have to protect. How she gonna know it's safe to let you back in if she don't see that you different? How you gonna heal if you constantly re-injuring her? He said, now new hurt open up the ocean. And ever since you've been back, it's been turmoil between you and her. You gotta heal your shit. the abuse, the insecurities in your manhood. Ain't no securities in my shit. I'm good. Are you? Because I wouldn't be. He said years of molestation, of beating, of mental manipulation as a kid. You couldn't defend yourself. You couldn't even ask for help. No man would be secure with that until he addresses it, until he understands that those weren't choices he made, but a hell that was placed on him. You couldn't help that part, Messiah. And you don't have to prove that shit to yourself. You can let go of the anger. That's why you are the way you are, short-tempered, dangerously aggressive, reactive. Just put the shit down. Find somebody to talk to. And I guarantee you, all the rest will start to fall in place. It's a lot of shit I can mediate between you and Mo if I'm free. But if I'm not, you're going to lose her. Don't depend on me, Messiah. Fix your shit. When you let all the shit out and you're able to figure it out, you'll figure out how to get your family back. That for me was deep, because it is so many men in our world who had this same hang up, and maybe they weren't abused as children, and maybe they weren't, beat on or molested or whatever the case may be, but they had to deal with rough upbringings, and because they choose to not address the issues, and they choose to pass on that pain to the woman that they're with. They don't take the time to fix themselves before they become the man in a relationship. So now you broken, and you going into another situation with a woman that's broken, and instead of you guys being able to grow with each other, y'all just killing each other for real. Like you broke, she broke. You didn't cut him, he didn't cut you, but y'all bleeding on each other. Like it's just a cycle, a repetitive cycle of unhealed people, men and women. Like, and I think that that's crazy, that that's how we would rather live. Like you would rather live broken than to go to someone and discuss your shortcomings. Like he said, that wasn't on you. Like that wasn't a situation that you even had control over. Like you literally was put into something as a kid. You couldn't just wake up and be like, you know what, tomorrow I'm out of here. I'm gonna go get me an apartment and I'm gonna live on my own. You didn't have that choice. They took that choice from you. So I just, that's why I love anything Ashley Antoinette, because it's always one of those messages in there that touches right to home. Hey, Zaria, you is late to the party, girl. It's New Year's Eve. I was jumping on here live to talk to my people. How you doing? How you feeling? We in Butterfly 3, boo. Okay, we on chapter 10. So grab your book or however you was reading it when you got it, so you can get with me. But Messiah, yeah, it's okay. Because I've been on here for about an hour. Boo. But I love you still. I love you anyhow. So we on chapter 10, where Messiah was about to have to leave. Like she laid us, but we love you though. I love you. Still love you. I do. So it said Messiah bit into his lip, lowering his head, because this is something that they haven't had a discussion about. They attracted to each other years ago, and they just kind of been stuck with each other ever since. It's kind of like one of those people that you knew you needed. They was both just hustlers, and they were soldiers, and they had become reflections of him. So younger versions of Black men who had followed his path because it was the only example that had to be set to be a kingpin. And now Ethic in his maturity and Ethic in his grown life and him facing his issues, he wants to give them something else to try to be. Don't be a kingpin no more. Be a whole nigga, okay? WHOLE. Be a whole man now. Take care of your burdens. Take care of your demons. Take care of the things that have nothing to do with the current relationship that you have with your spouse. Take care of who you are as a man. Heal as a man first, okay? And then go to a woman. Because, like, That's the same way for us women. We have to heal in between relationships. You can't go from one situation that was bad and that filled you up with insecurities to another situation and you didn't deal with all of that mayhem in the middle. There's meat that needs to be taken care of in the middle. There's situations, there's issues, daddy issues, mommy issues. Like those things need to be dealt with, because if we don't deal with those issues, um they just gonna resurface in our relationships. We gonna think that we okay, and we gonna think that we're over them, but you gonna be in a relationship and you gonna look in that relationship and like, dang, I'm my 17-year-old self with this man. I'm my 15-year-old self with this man. He done said something that done triggered my 19-year-old thought of mine. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to touch on those issues, so that you don't carry those things, those negative things, into your current situation, that you can see the person for who they are, and that you don't look at them and see your trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know that Messiah and Morgan have a trauma bond. We know that they have a trauma bond. We know that they are bonded to each other because they both suffered. Okay, she don't know the suffering that Messiah suffered, but he knows. And so they bonded because he saved her in that trauma. But he has so many unresolved issues that he won't even address. And that's part of the problem. He don't even look at his situation and think that it is enabling him from being the man that he can be. And how many Black men do we know are at that same place? They are at that same place. They are like, I'm a grown man. Like, I'm cool. I don't need to talk to nobody. Like, I'm here. I'm taking care of my family. I'm a man's man. But they haven't dealt with the issue that their mama didn't pay him no attention, or they haven't dealt with the issues that their daddy was in the home, but he wasn't really active, or my daddy missed all my basketball games, or my mama had a boyfriend on my daddy, so now I don't trust women. And now you take that into all the relationships that you're in, and you don't realize that you're the issue. It's you. Because you won't work on you. You won't sit down and say like, damn, I might be a little bit messed up. The self-reflection is the only way that you can get help. You cannot fix a problem if you don't think that it's something that needs to be fixed. So we got all of these broken men and women going into these relationships, half people. I'm half of a woman. I'm not whole because I'm battling with my 37-year-old self, as well as I'm battling with my 19-year-old self. And now they going to war. And because they going to war, I can't even be anything to anybody else. Not to mention, we talk about a relationship standpoint. Like, what about my kids? Like, I can't even be the mother that I need to be fully to my child because I'm not fully healed. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not fully where I need to be. So it's a matter of knowing that I am not okay. And I need to fix those issues that are within me in order for me to be a better human being, to be a better person. Like, it's not even about fixing yourself to be better for someone else. It's about fixing it to be better for you. So you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm giving each and every situation, each and every relationship that I have, I'm giving it the best that I have because I'm taking care of me first. Just saying. Okay, I know I got off topic on that book, but that was something for me because I'm in a process now trying to find my own counselor, my own therapist, because there's some things that I've noticed that have shown up in relationships that I've dealt with, and it'd be like, dang, I didn't even think about, that pertaining to my relationship, or I didn't even think that was an issue. I thought I was okay, and I thought I was healed, and I thought I was just going on with my life and living it the best way I know how, until I realized, like, dang, this same issue has come to surface more than one time with more than one person. So it cannot just be somebody else. So it's a whole thing. I'm gonna get back to the book, but it has to be, we have to be able to look at our situations and say, like, okay, it's a time for a little bit of self-reflection. Yeah, I because I feel like I need an unbiased person who I can talk to, who can help me navigate myself through life. Because sometimes I'll be thinking I got it together, and then something that happened, I'll be like, oh, dang, I don't got it. I don't got it together. So I'm a work in progress, though. I am. So we're on chapter 11. So now this is like Morgan trying to figure out how to get herself out of this crazy web of, I don't even know what to call it. I don't even know what to call it. Hey girl, hey Zori. How are you? You see me? Hey girl. How you doing? Happy New Year. Tomorrow's a new year. Are you ready? Um so Morgan is trying to figure out how to get herself out of this hell dungeon that she's in. She's back at Bash's estate with him and his parents. He done did what he done did to her more than a few times. And we will. I'm gonna get off here in a minute. I ain't gonna be on long. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna get off in a minute though. So she went to go try to find her kids, and she realized that they was in there. And so she's like, phew, thank God. He like, oh, I wouldn't hurt them. And you know how like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Because you capable of something way more than I thought you were capable of at first. Okay. You done shown me that you are definitely capable of not only hurting them, but me and everybody that I love. So I don't know about you, Bash, which is thank yourself. I don't know. He told her, like, so let them get some sleep, and you need to come down to breakfast because we need to talk. And she like, have you seen my phone? Like, I need it. Like, I need to make sure Ethic has called by now, or whatever the case may be. He said, you'll get it back once we come to an understanding. I don't like Bash. Okay. I don't like him. So they basically go downstairs, and she had a conversation. And this right here is the reason why Christiana, because how are you a parent and you can watch your son manipulate this situation like you have? Like, you and him are in cahoots with basically destroying this girl's family and her. You know her situation. You know where she come from. Like, I can't get with Bash and his peoples. I just can't. So, Christiana told, like, I have good news. Like, the wedding is in a month. Like, girl, don't nobody want to marry your stinker son. Nobody wants to marry him. And she was like, oh, I will not get married without Ethic. Like, I'm just not. And I cannot stand Bash or his funky, pissy, pamper wearing ass mammy. I can't stand her. So she told him, like, I'm not gonna I can't. I don't like him. I just don't. Like dirty wench. I don't like him. I just don't. So she said, well, I'm not getting married without Ethic. And she said, okay, well, what do you have to do to make this happen? She told her, like, go ahead and sit down. I can't stand them. I can't. It is, and now you know what? I read this a while ago. I took a break, and now I'm back on it. So it just kind of pisses me off reading it all over again. And so Bash left the room and said, like, I'm going to give you both a minute. The twins will be waking up soon. I have the staff prepare breakfast, chocolate chip pancakes for you, right, Mo? And the fact that they are acting like nothing has happened or nothing has transpired, like, it's creepy to me. Like, sir, you just had me upstairs in the room doing things to me that you know you shouldn't have done. Do you want to ask me, do I want chocolate chip pancakes? No, nigga, I don't want chocolate chip pancakes. I don't want nothing from you or nobody that's related to you. I don't. I do not. Don't ask me, do I want no chocolate chip pancakes? No, I don't. I don't want chocolate chip. I don't even want to be sitting here in the presence of you and thine enemy. I don't want to be here. I want to go. I want y'all to let me loose. Turn me loose. Because I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. This is creepy. This is real creepy. Okay. And so she said, I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry. And so she told Bash, like, just go ahead and give us some time. Like, I don't want to be here with you either. Like, just let me go. Why y'all hold me here? She said, and so she asked her, like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you doing this? She said, I will protect my son at all costs. Your children are still young, so I don't expect you to understand. One day you will do something ugly ass. Don't you just hate her little ugly ass? Ooh, I don't like her or him. Um, One day you will do something that blurs lines to make sure your children's needs are met. She said, and I'm a need. Like, I'm a need. Like, what do y'all need me for? She's like, was Allison in need? And so she said, well, who is Allie, Christiana? Who is Allie? She said, careful, Morgan. Careful. She said, let's stay focused on the wedding. She said, the only way I'm marrying into this family is if the charges are dropped against mine. We can arrange to have the charge dismissed against your father and the twins' father and Amik and Issa and Henny and anybody else that's caught up in this bullshit. She said, there are limits to our generosity. Those thugs you've been chasing after are problematic. Now that you've revealed that the twins belong to one of them, that presents a conflict as well. The twins are a part of the picture. They are a complete image. They complete the image required. Require for what? Your phone will be returned after the wedding. All calls will be monitored. That sounds like a recording. All calls will be monitored for the quality assurance. You need to call your father back. He and his wife have been calling nonstop for hours. A lot has happened in the past few days. You need to reassure them that you are okay, but that you cannot be a part of their public scandal because of your ties to the monarchy. She said, so you want me to push them away? If you want to save them, yes. You know, like, you dirty son of a something. So she held up the phone and she told her she had 7 missed calls from Ethic, 5 from Messiah, 3 from Miki, 10 from Ali, 4 from Alani, 3 from Bella. Everybody's calling trying to check and see is she okay. So she got a message from Saya. I got to leave town for a little bit. I'm not running this time. Believe me when I tell you I'm coming back, shorty. Don't hate me when I get back this time. And so now she sank because she like, oh my God, I can't believe he about to leave me alone. And then she got another message from Mickey that say, let it go, love. Like, boy, don't text me like that because I'll punch you. And so Christiana told her, like, I've loved a man that deeply once, and then I grew up. Call your father. Like, bitch, I don't like her. So when she called Ethic, like, baby girl, like, dang, like, I need you in my baby's home. Like, where you been? It's been a lot going on. Like, you MIA, you know what I'm saying? Like, and she's like, Ethic, and he like, you there, Mo? You know, I'm like, hello. She said, yeah, I'm here. Like, I don't really have time to lock down my whole life just because you're going through legal stuff right now. And so he like, what? You talking about, what did you say? You know what about, you just talking to me? Because I don't understand that. I don't understand that. He said, excuse me, Mo? She said, I'm just saying, like, I have my own life. Nobody wants to be cooped up with Alani. I mean, I can deal with her, but no, I don't want to be all under y'all like that. Like, I have stuff to handle in London anyway. I'm probably going back for a month or 2. I got an internship at a hospital. So he said, Morgan, I'm not asking. She said, I think I'm not a kid anymore. I'm not your daughter. I'm not your responsibility. Like, I don't need you running my life. And I don't want to be mixed up in any more drama with a woman who you shouldn't be with in the first place. Now, I feel like she just cut below the belt just a little too much for me. Like, you ain't have to say all that. And she said, it's time you let me go. He said, I thought that we were past this, Mo. Like, the resentment you had for Alani. And in her mind, she like, we are. You know, like, we really are. But I'm just forced to do something that I really don't want to do, Jesus. She said, I'll never get past it. Like, I hate her, and I hate you a little bit for marrying her. The whole arrest just opened up old wounds. I hope it works out for you, Ethic, and I love you. But I've got to go on my own. He said, Morgan, don't do this to me. You know, I'm like, please don't do this to me. She said, you did it. You chose her over me. He said, that's not the choice, Mo. I don't know how many ways. She didn't. She know. I felt like Morgan White man. Like, it too. You cut my man too deep. Because I was hurt with him, like, oh, Morgan, don't say all of that. Like, I felt like just make it be about something else. Like, say you was had Messiah's back too much, or you didn't like Mickey or something, but you ain't have to just do this. I was like, oh no, Morgan, no, Morgan. He said, I don't know how many ways she did. Some of it was still like, kind of deep down there, and she done suppressing it. She just brought it right back. But he said, I don't know how many times I have to explain it to you to get you to see that there isn't anybody versus anybody. Like, I love you with my entire soul. I raised you. I need you home. And she said, I'm not coming. Good luck with everything. And she hung up. And so she like, now you happy now? You know, I'm like, bitch, because you just made me. Ooh, my stomach is growling. And she said, drop the charges. And she stormed out, and she saw it, and Bash tried to grab her arm, and she said, you took everything away from me. I'm never going to forgive you for this. She better than me, because I'd have shot Bash while he was asleep. He'd have been asleep. I'd have took the whole family out. Like, sorry, everybody got to go. I'd have found a way to give me something with a silencer on there. Pew, pew, pew. All y'all would have been gone. I'd have got all of y'all up out of there. Because ain't no way I'm finna pew, 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 pew. Everybody would have had to go. I'd send my kids somewhere and nope. Sorry. I ain't finna keep on laying up here with y'all playing around. I'm just not. So Amik, of course, is on his way to Vegas too, because he's trying to, I don't really know if he was just going to talk to Hawk and trying to work it out or whatever the case may be, but he's on his way to Vegas as well. She didn't have to ace that one. She could have got a C. Baby girl got a whole A+. She could have got a C. She just took it too far. She could have got a strong C, like a 75, and left it at that. Baby girl went to 110. She got extra credit. The way she just broke my man's heart over that phone call, I was like, oh, She didn't. I was real hurt by that, though. I really was. But Mickey is on the road to Vegas to go talk to Hawk. And so he finally had a chance to call his mom and tell her what was going on. She done been through this before with him, like not leaving, but he did go to jail once before. And so she knew when he called Miss Marilyn, she knew what was up. So she just basically told him, like, be safe. I love you. She got extra credit, 110%. Yes, she did. So she basically told him, be careful, Mickey. I love you, or whatever. And, take care of yourself and be cool. And he like, okay, Ma, I will. So he was so now Messiah's trying to call Morgan, but she's not answering, of course, because she doesn't have her phone because the Fredericks have it. Okay. And he like, dang, like, what the fuck, shorty? I'm trying to get in contact with you. And so he said, I got to talk to you more. I need to leave. I just need you to answer my calls. I know shit's fucked up right now. I know it's going to feel like last time, but it's not. If you would just answer the phone, I could tell you that. I'm trying to go a different way this time. This isn't desertion. I'm going to come back and we going to iron all this shit out, and I'm going to take care of you and my kids, even if you don't like it. Even if you don't want me to, I'm going to be there. Like, I'm still going to be there. Talk to Ethic. He knows why I'm leaving this time. Swear to God, it ain't with bad intentions. You need him more than you need me. So I got to take this L. I owe him. I owe that nigga my life. Like, take care of my babies, man. I ain't got to know him yet. I'm forever love you for giving them to me. Like, I was gonna forever love you anyway, though. As hard as it, you make it for me. Like, I know you know that. You know how I really love you. Short, I'll come back home one day. Mo, he said, look up at the stars till I get back. I'll be looking to the number one work after this call. That's why I'm trying to reach you. I'm sorry, Mo, for everything. I'm gonna make it right for you one day. Do y'all have any hope? Because I just have hope. I love him. I love him. I do. I love him. I do. But he was at a battle between himself, because he knows that he order to help Ethic, but at the same time, he wanted to be a man and stay for his baby mama and the kids. But it was just such a hard choice to try to make at the time. So he sent Ethic a text message and said, I know. I be having hope and then he be killing it. I know. All right, Azoria, don't. Just you could have just said you be having hope. Yes, we are. And we are, Deanna, and we are. Now we are. We are. Shit. Because but you know what I think? I feel like he gonna go to Kadeen and be talking to her, and I feel like he ain't even gonna want to fuck with Morgan like that for some reason. Like I feel like he just gonna be like, okay, we cool. I'm cool with her just being my baby mama. I don't know though. I don't know. But excuse me. He sent Ethic a text message and said, don't let my kids think their daddy doesn't exist. Let them know every day until I'm back. Bring me back, big homie. You know, I'm like, come on, bring me back. Bring me back, bring me back, bring me back. So now Ethic done went to the judge's house, okay? And he done basically put the smack down on the judge, like, he done. So I guess he came in and then the judge talking about you effing Negroes with a hard R, because I hate that word, so I won't say it. And so he asked him, like, what the fuck are you doing in my home? He said, we have exactly 48 hours, 48 minutes to get this right before your beloved Virginia comes home with little Stephen and Marie, Ethic said. He said, do you know what happens when you threaten the judge? He said, tonight I'm the judge. Okay, I'm the judge, I'm the jury, I'm the executioner. Sit down. You're like, sit on down, son. He said, you don't speak out of turn. Ain't that what you told me? Ain't that what you told me when I was in the courtroom? That you were, what was it? What was it? The judge said, I'm just doing my job. What did you say? You were what? My master. Is that right? Ethics hand now on the 9mm. He said, I'm the master tonight. Okay? Okay. He said, and I'm an unforgiving one. He said, I asked one time you answer with truth or you die. And you don't take too long. Now it's 46 minutes. If we're interrupted, they die. Okay. So now the judge pissed. He's turning red. He can't get his life together. He said, feels terrible, don't it? To have your life in the hands of someone else and not be able to do shit about it. Mm-hmm. He said, tell me about the charges. Who applying the pressure from the DA's office and what evidence do they have? So the judge said, I have no reservations about blowing your head off. I mean, he said to the judge, I have no reservations about blowing your head off and leaving you here for your kids to find you. And the judge said, I don't know. Boom. He shot him. You know how about because I'm done playing? I'm done playing. So the gunshot was muffled, of course, because it had the silencer on the gun. He said, the next time I go, it's gonna blow your head off. He said, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. All I know is I received a call in the middle of the night telling me to sign a warrant to search your property. And he said, a call from who? He said, that's above me. I don't know. He said, the call came straight from the governor at 11 o'clock at night. When you get that kind of call, you just do what you told. And so now Ethic, like the governor, you know, I'm like, what's going on? He said, here's what you're going to do. He said, I can't do anything. My hands are tied. This wasn't my call. It's just a man following. I'm just a man following orders. He said, please, my family will be home any minute. He said, they won't actually. They won't be home in a minute, actually. Actually, if you call your wife right now, she's having car trouble. She's on the side of the road downtown. Her phone has no service because my people blocked the frequency from the cell tower down there. So it's dark and she's afraid to walk to the next gas station for help because she has 2 kids with her. A Good Samaritan came to rescue, of course. Of course, a Good Samaritan came. He held a picture of the man helping a stranded family. He said that man would be sitting on your family all day. He's the reason that the car broke down. Another man is on your parents' house in Clarkston. Another one is on your ex-wife's home in Yipsy. Oh, and my man will stay in a place until after the next court date. If anything goes out of favor, they react. I don't want that. I don't. It doesn't have to go there. And the judge said, so what do you want me to do? He said, whatever you have to. Whatever you have to. If my family has to watch them gates close on me, yours going to have to watch the casket close on you. I said, okay, Big E, you heard what he said. If that's what my family got to do, if they got to watch them gates close up on me, clank, clank, guess what, little buddy? They gonna watch the casket close on you. Have a good day, sir, because that's what's gonna happen. I was nervous. He said, Messiah Williams Hendrix Outlaw, remember those names too, they belong to me. And it would be a shame to mishandle them, no? He left and then saying else. He said, if I gotta prepare my wife and kids to do life without no, he said I gotta prepare my kids to do life without me. And that's scary. So I am gonna stop right here though. And they do. But I think I'm gonna stop right here. I'm on chapter 12. This book is long. I was trying to, but now that my computer is back up and running, I could go live because I'm still literally trying to upload a video that I did yesterday. And it's literally still uploading right now. Like it literally is still uploaded. Matter of fact, it says uploading 30%. And I've been literally doing this since yesterday. So going live is better for me right now. So I figure out how to make this move faster because I don't know how to make it move any faster. I really don't. But I probably can't go through this part of chapter 12. So basically, Easy is apprehensive about the new baby coming. He feels like when the new baby's coming, that he's not going to get any attention and that everybody is going to forget about him and he's not going to be as important to the family, and that it's going to just be, everything is just going to be different, and he don't want the baby to come basically. And so they basically reassure him or let him know that everything is going to be okay. And so then he go and he asks her about Morgan basically, because he like, I don't know what's going on, but everything is just kind of crazy. Like the stuff that she said to me, I thought that she was over it and she's not. And he told her like, Mo broke my heart today. And she like, well, what happened? And he like, I don't know. Like we made so much progress. I thought that y'all was in a good place. And she like, we ain't, but I just talked to her. She just, everything was everything. He like, she told me that she moving on from this family and she don't want nothing to do with us. And, it's just too much for her. He like, did y'all have words while I was locked up? She like, no. I was a little parched. And she like, no, like, we didn't have many words. He was like, Mo and I have been fine. He was like, this girl is going to break me. I don't know what to do here. Her distaste for you pulls at both of us. And so he said she doesn't want anything to do with this family. And so Alani, like, because of me, I just talked to her. Like before everything just went on like it did, like it was cool. But I'm so confused. And that's because of course she is trying to get rid of her space in there or whatever. So so now she feels some type of way because she like, dang, I just checked with you and I thought everything was okay. Now he coming home saying something is different. And then so she like, well, I can't keep begging for her approval. Like I cannot. And he like, and I'm not asking. She said, I've tried with her. I loved her heart. I love the twin babies. I just don't know where this change of energy is coming from. I know your arrest brings up a lot of stuff for Mo. It brings up shit for all of us. Like you make it okay for her to be offended by my presence. And he like, come again? I'd be like, what? And now y'all about to try to turn around and blame this on me. Like everybody's emotions is running high. And everybody emotions is running high. And now everything is all over the place. And so she said, you dote over Morgan like you have to apologize to her for being with me. And he said, well, if I do that, like that's not my intention. I don't apologize to anybody for being with you. I'm going to talk to her. She's like, I'm never going to be good enough to Morgan. She's always going to see me as the enemy. I can't prove myself any more than I have. When will I be good enough? And so now he like, oh my God, like, like this is not the case. And he like, you too good. Like, that's not it. Like you bring so much life and love to this family. And he said, we don't deserve you, but be grateful that you choose to slumber with us anyway. He's like, what's with these tears, huh? Like, I don't want to hurt you ever. Everything's going to be fine. Like, we'll give most some time to get through these court proceedings and then work it out as a family. We made it through worse. No, like we made it through worse, huh? And she like, so we'll make it through. He said, so we'll make it through all this. And she like, what if we don't? And he like, we will, baby. A nigga stressful nigga. She said, take what you need. Like, you know, like just take what you need. Like, come on, man. So they went and got and did what Alani and Ethic do. They did, you know, like what lovers do, you know, on the side because she like real big and pregnant. You know what I'm saying? He took it real slow with her, make it real gentle, you know. And she like, Ethic, what if I'm loud? You know, my entire body is extra sensitive now that I'm pregnant. He like, turn on some music. You know, like turn on some music because I'm finna tear that thing up. You know, I'm finna tear that thing up. Go ahead. And so she like, Alexa, play softest place on earth. And then boom, they got busy on the couch. And so he said, she said, I'm sorry that loving me complicates your relationship with Morgan. Is it easier if I'm just not a part of that? Have I forced myself on her? And he like, no. The only thing you force is yourself to love me on days when I know you question if you should. I'm going to go see about Morgan tomorrow. But you do back in court tomorrow. And he said, after court. And she said, and if they revoke bail or something worse happens, he like, stop worrying about Mo, about tomorrow. Tell me about this gender reveal that you got planned. What you come up with? She's like, don't try to distract me, Negro. It's not a distraction. That's your job. That's your only job right now. Bring my baby into the world. I got everything else. So I really am gonna stop there. So I love you guys. And because I probably will talk to some of you, I might not, but I love you guys so much. 2022, I'm gonna try my best to be more active on my page. I feel like 2022 is going to be such a remarkable year for me financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's going to be great for me. Okay. Some things have already been in the works for me and have already started out so grand for me. So I plan to take that high and ride it all the way through 2022. I love you guys so much. Happy New Year, and may the blessings of the Lord shine upon you throughout the entire year. I love you guys so much. See you next time. Bye.